Cici. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm doing a video today. I'm a reseller on Poshmark and I'm branching out to other platforms, but I went up to Hilton Head, South Carolina, which is about an hour north of where I live in Savannah, Georgia, 45 minutes depending on traffic. And I go up there about once a month, once every couple months, because it's a great place to thrift if you're in the area. There's a lot of people that dress well up there and they make donations to thrift shops. So, and there's also a lot of consignment shops. I find them in the area. I find them to be priced a little bit high for reselling. But if you dig and catch a sale, you might luck out. But I have 5 tried and true ones that I go to, and on this particular day I went to 4 of them, and I'd like to show you what I got. I will just mention quickly, the one I didn't get to is actually in Bluffton, South Carolina. And they have dollar racks out front always, and they have half off on clothing or half off on furniture, or they always kind of have a half off sale going. But the name of that place, it's worth stopping if you're in the area, is God's Goods Thrift. And it's in Bluffton, and it's right before you get to Hilton Head if you're going up there to thrift. So the other thing I would like to note about thrifting in that area is in Beaufort County, South Carolina, there is no sales tax at thrift shops. So if you pick up something, it's $4.99. And you go check out, you're going to pay $4.99. So the first place I went to on this particular day is called St. Francis Thrift, and they are a great place to stop. They've got, what I like about shopping there is they've got everything sectioned off. So if you're looking for activewear, or you're looking for dresses, or you're looking for juniors, or plus size, or men's, or shoes, everything has its own section. And then up front by the checkout, excuse me, they have a display case behind glass where they have their higher end items. So on this particular day, I found a pair of St. John pants in that area, as well as a nice leather handbag. So, but let's get to looking at what I got. I spent $68, and that was, again, the cost of goods with no sales tax because they don't charge it. And there's also sometimes a line to get in here. It was my first stop on this day, and I got there at opening, and there was a line of about, or not a line, but there were about probably a dozen, maybe 15 people outside waiting to get in. So it's a popular place. I did have to kind of maneuver around people to get to where I was going, but it's worth it because they have good items. And the last thing I will mention about this shop is they have, at the front of the store, they have a rack where there's $2 and $1 items. They designate them by punching a star hole through the tag. White tags are $2, and any other color is $1. So let's look at what I got here. I found a Victoria's Secret gold label, which is their vintage 2-piece pajama set. It's a flannel, and the flannel is in such, it's like it's never been washed. So I don't know if this was just sitting in someone's drawer for years and they gave it to St. Francis, but it's a lightweight flannel, long line short, with then a pajama top. It's like a nice red with cerulean blue flowers, and it has cloth-covered buttons in a forest green. So I thought that was nice, and that was $6. Then I've been finding so many cashmere sweaters lately, y'all. This is, I've never heard of this brand. It's called Unit, like Unit, but it's just a basic gray cashmere sweater. There's no pilling. It has like a scoop neckline and ribbing at the ends, and it's in great condition. And I think that was also $6. Yeah, that was $6. And then I was on the fence about this. I probably should have looked up comps. It's a Free People, and this was also $6, but it's like a duster, and it has a cutout at the back, and then it has kind of triangulated flowy sleeves, and it's longer, like a duster length, and it just has like this boho print. And Free People doesn't really sell well for me anymore. I feel like this is a vintage tag. If you know, I'm not really super knowledgeable about Free People, but if you know if that's like a vintage Free People tag, will you let me know? But that I think also was $6. I found it back by the pajamas and robes, etc. Yeah, that was $6. This just caught my eye because it was such a bright, pretty yellow, but it's a Boussé knit, I'm mispronouncing that, sweater cardigan with gold buttons and 2 sets of pockets, and it's vintage. It's in great condition. The brand is Tanner, which I'm not familiar with, but it says, oh, wash with wool light, that sort of thing. But how beautiful is that for spring? I thought that was a really great shade of yellow to pick up. And this, I looked up comps, so I'm not familiar with Italian yarn. I don't know if that's similar to wool, but this is a Brooks Brothers Italian yarn crew neck sweater, size medium. It's kind of a marled green with navy trim around the neckline and hem and wrist. And it's in great condition. I did see a few other Brooks Brothers yarn, Italian yarn that had sold, and I think whatever I saw at the time convinced me to get it. But that was also $6. This store does have days where they have all their clothes half off and you can make out, but today wasn't one of those days. Then I got 2 items out of their display case at the front. This is a pair of St. John's pants for $20. It's actually St. John's Sport. They're size 8. They're nice, thick sort of twill. But what caught my eye about them is the gold St. John emblems on the belt loops. So hopefully that will make my $20 investment worthwhile. I didn't look up comps. St. John to me is, sometimes I post it and it sells like that, especially with the larger sizes. And then I've got items St. John that have sat for, I have a sweater that's been in my closet literally for 3 years. I have some other items that have been there a year. So hard to say. Then the last item I got on this stop was a beautiful red pebble grain leather Lucky handbag. And this was also locked up in the display case. It's in great condition. It was 20 bucks. I don't know if this is, do you guys know, is this vintage Lucky or is that just how they do their purse tags? But I mean, it's so clean on the inside. It's like it's never been carried. So I was happy with that. So that was my first stop, and that's actually the stop where I got the most items. But yeah, St. Francis Thrift, if you're in the area and you're looking for items, definitely stop there and check it out. The next place I went on my Hilton Head trip was the Hilton Head Goodwill, and there's actually two Goodwills on Hilton Head, and this is the one that's been around a while. They get a lot of, it can be pretty busy in there. They're always putting out new stuff, and they have flat pricing. You know, shoes are $6.99, purses are $6.99. I think dresses have gone up to $6.99. Pants and shirts, I believe, are $5.49. So it's like any other Goodwill, and they do not have the color of the day sale anymore. But I always find something when I go here. On this particular day, I really aimed to look at the shoes and handbags really carefully, and then I just quickly perused the clothing because I just didn't want to put a lot of energy into it, because I can go to the bins and get the same stuff for less. So, but what I did find is the man only charged me, so my total in here was $18.45, but the man charged me 59 cents for this beautiful ornate vintage red purse. It could be used, it could be carried like this, because the you can use the little pincher to take that off, but it just opens to a red satin interior, and it's such a gorgeous piece. But he was having trouble looking up the code for clutch purses, so he's like, oh, I'll just give it to you for 59 cents. So he rang it up as a cup, which was ironic because I ended up getting a teacup at the next stop. But yeah, I thought that was, even for $6.99, I would have been happy with that. So that was great. This was, and I had to look up comps on this, but fresh produce, new with tags, skirt. I don't know if it's a mini or midi. I suppose it depends on height, but just sort of a tropical print. And I looked up comps, and these actually sell either new with tag or not even new with tag for a good price. And I've sold fresh produce dresses before, but never skirts. So this set me back $8.99, and I think that's totally going to be worth it. I'll probably price that in the $50, $60 ballpark. This is an Eileen West nightgown, and I never, ever, ever pass up on Eileen West. Whenever I post an Eileen West nightgown, it sells within the week. I usually price them at 25 or 30 and I get either 20 to 25 for them. This one is, so this was $4.89. And it is, I usually get these in a flat cotton. This is more of a jersey knit cotton. It might have a little light wash wear, but it's about a shin length. And yeah, that's definitely going to sell. I was happy to see it. I always, wherever I am, I go to the pajama area of all thrift stores and check for Eileen West. And like vintage Victoria's Secret, although that can be hit or miss. This brand was new to me. This is a bronze shoulder bag. And you can actually, so it's like, can be worn folded too. You can take this clip and pinch these together. But it has a hot pink interior, and the designer is Allison Burns, Los Angeles. But I looked up the comps, and these were selling for $50, $60. So this was $6.99. It's in great condition. It's leather. So I was definitely happy to find that. Yeah, and that was $6.99. And then my last item at that stop was a hobo purse, which was also $6.99. It kind of has that hinge opening, but the cloth interior is immaculate. It's got a slip pocket at the back and a zipper pocket at the front and gold hardware. The strap is adjustable. It's actually long enough where it could be worn crossbody. So yeah, I was happy with that. So those items set me back $18.45. Okay, I'm starting to get really hungry. I'm leaving the Hilton Head Goodwill Thrift, and I'm going to stop. I don't have anything with me but water. There's a McDonald's down the street. But I got 3 purses in there, and fresh produce skirt, new with tags, and an Eileen West nightgown. So I look forward to telling you guys about that later. And now I'm on to lunch, and then to the next Hilton Head Goodwill, and to the bargain box. So the next stop on my South Carolina haul was at the bargain box. And I spent $49.25 there. And that 22, that's a $10 office chair and a $12 lamp. So 22 of the $49.25 was on items for my business not to sell. So personal items, so an office chair that's going to be tax deductible, and a lamp that I'm also going to use for lighting and my photography. So those were $22, and the rest of these items, $49.25 minus 20 would be $29.25. So what I'm about to show you set me back $27 as far as clothing. I will tell you about Bargain Box. Great place to go. Their furniture is priced really nicely if you're in the market for that, you're in the area. But they're busy. Out of all these stores, this one is definitely the busiest. They have a line. They're open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and there's a line to get in. And they have a system where they only let so many people in. So once they reach their capacity, which I have no idea what is, they have a one in, one out system. So when someone leaves, they'll let the next shopper in, and so on and so forth. There were 11 people in front of me in line. So I think I waited probably about 10 minutes to get in, so not terrible. But I think it was totally worth it. So they did have a dollar rack, and I got one item there. And then they had tags. If it had a yellow tag, it was half off, and blue tags were $1. So I did get one blue tag, and they indicate those by just doing a blue line through the highlighter. But this is Doncaster. I always pick up Doncaster when I find it. They're quality pieces made really well. Typically blazers, but I think they make skirts and blouses as well. But it's a Doncaster vest. I thought it was maybe silk, but I looked at it, it's not. It's polyester. But a navy blue with just kind of a bronze, artsy, abstract print. It's size medium. yeah, it says 95% polyester, 5% metallic. But just kind of an artsy vibe. Doncaster has a following. It's not a large following. I always pick it up, like I said. It takes a while to sell, but it usually sells for a decent price, and the pieces are quality and they're really well made. I find a lot, I've said this in other videos, in the area, because I think Doncaster, the person who ran the company, was out of the South Carolina, Hilton Head, Bluffton area. So there's that. This was 50 cents. It's a Estee Lauder, just little tote bag. I have another one of these for sale in my closet that hasn't sold yet, but for 50 cents, it's adorable. If it doesn't sell, I'll use it myself. It's clear, great condition. This item was $1. So all these totes were like in bins underneath a shelf that had like household tchotchkes and coffee cups and that sort of thing. There were like 4 bins stuffed under there. I think they get a lot of donations, so. But this is Ann Taylor. It's great condition. It's a straw with brown leather trim. It's a good size. It has a zip closure, and that was $1. So I was happy to find that. This caught my eye just because I love things that are a little eclectic. I have another vintage piece by Christine for sale in my closet right now. This had the yellow tag, so it was half off. Their sweaters are $5, so this set me back $2.50, but that's Angora trim there, and it's just like a cream sort of dressy sweater with pearl applique, and it's in great vintage condition. This was a pumpkin orange sweater hoodie. I think it's 25% wool, but it's by Aerie. And this had a green tag, so it was the regular $5 price, but let me check out the wool content on that. Yeah, 25% wool, but just a ribbed pumpkin orange. It's a little past season for this, so I missed the boat for fall, but I'll get that posted and maybe someone still wants it or it will sell next year. This was a pair of leggings, and I did comps on this, and this brand sells for a lot. Wasn't familiar with it, never sold it before, but it's Lorna Jane, and they're navy blue leggings with kind of a mesh insert down the leg. They're a smaller size. I think, yeah, they're size small, but the tag says uniquely Laura Jane, and they're good and sturdy. They're in good condition. I think they have light wash wear. And then I got 2 pair of shoes. So this pair by Steve Madden is a lilac purple leather heel with metallic silver stiletto. And then that's like, they're leather. It has a snakeskin print, but I don't think it's actually snakeskin. But those were $5. They're in great condition. I think the color on those is right on time for spring. And yeah, I was happy to pick those up. I don't think I'll make a huge profit on those, but we'll see. And then they had, back by their register at the back, they have a checkout at the front and the back. They have this pair of UGG boots, and these were $10. They have the UGG Sherpa lining, which is in great condition, and it's a suede outer, but they're not they zip up, so they're not like the standard UGG boot that you step into. They are in great condition. The only note is on this one. There's a mark there. But, yeah, $49.25, and I got an office chair and a lamp, too. So all those items were $20-something. So I definitely recommend stopping by Bargain. My last stop on this particular day was at the second Goodwill, and this is a little bit further south on the island, and it doesn't get near as much traffic as the other Goodwill. But this trip set me back $13.46, and I just got 3 items. By the time I got to this location, I was kind of tired. The traffic on the island is starting to pick up a little bit as the weather warms, and it was getting to that time of day where it's rush hour and I want to get home. So I did look around the store the best I could. And I found this J. Crew clutch for 99 cents. This little chain accent, totally cute. It's leather, so it has a regular opening, and then it has a zip closure at top. But yeah, I mean, that is so cute for going out. no-brainer for 99 cents. Then I got this. I don't know if you guys have ever sold Worth or W by Worth or Worth New York, but it's not in production anymore, but this was another brand that was well made. But this is a black wool. It looked like a shift dress, but it's like a ribbed turtleneck shift, but then at the sides it's got these slits so you could wear it with like leggings or whatever. But yeah, that's in great condition, and it's a good thick wool. So I picked that up. And then my last item, honestly, I spent so much time going back to this bag. It's a Banana Republic pebble grain leather shoulder bag, and it is such a gorgeous brown, and it's in overall good condition, but it has this sort of metallic, can you see that there? Like there's markings right here, and there's a little small one on this other side. The inside is super clean. It has an adjustable strap with double grommets, but I figured I could use Doc Martens Wonder Balm on that and try to get those stains out. I kind of rubbed on it a little bit at the store, but yeah, it's just a gorgeous bag. So that was $6.99. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the worth was, sorry guys, the worth was $4.89. And then I also got, as I mentioned earlier, I got a teacup. I drink tea, and I've been drinking it out of coffee cups, which just isn't the same at all. So I needed a teacup. I found a teacup. I got that for 59 cents, so that's personal. But yeah, $13.46 for those 3 items. That just seems really good. So I had it, all in all, I had a great thrift day up there. I wish I would have had time to stop at God's Goods Thrift, because I probably could have found something good there. I wish I would have had more time to peruse the clothing racks. I was really honing in on accessories, purses, bags, shoes, just because those items sell faster, they're easier to post, and they typically make more money. So, all in all, it was great. I live close enough to go again, and I'm happy with it. And if you have any questions about thrifting up there, please leave me a note below, and I'll get back to you. I go once a month, so I'm pretty familiar with the shops up there, and it's definitely worth a stop through if you're in the area. Thanks for stopping, guys, and please like and subscribe if you find this type of content helpful, and I will see you soon with another thrift haul or thread up unboxing or some type of reseller content.